Jenna and today I'm going to be filming my movie and television show wrap up for August of 2019. I don't even know, I'm not even prepared. What is happening, Jenna? It's been a while since I've sat and filmed videos, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I watched 7 movies in August and 5 TV shows. As always, we will start with the television. So the first show that I finished in August was season 6 of The 100. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Holy mother of chickens, this might actually be the best season of The 100 that the show has ever done. Eliza Taylor is incredible and needs like a million awards. What she did in this season absolutely blew my mind. If you guys don't know, she played 2 characters this season, and just the way she acted the second character, you knew immediately who she was playing when she did it, and it was just brilliant and I loved it so much. I adored this season's storyline. It was obviously very different from the storylines we have had from this show in the past, but it was still incredible and I loved it to pieces. Getting to see our favorite characters thrown into a world that they're completely unfamiliar with was incredible and just so much fun. I absolutely loved it. It was such a scary new world as well. I'm devastated to hear that the show will be ending next year, but I'm really excited to know that season 7 has 16 episodes so that the show can end on a even 100. The second show that I finished in August was Euphoria, the first season. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I had no idea what I was getting into when I started watching Euphoria. I didn't really know much about it. All I knew was that Zendaya was starring in it, so I wanted to at least give it a try. It is definitely not the kind of show that I would normally watch, but I am so unbelievably glad that I did watch it. It was so raw and emotional. It was such a powerful show. The cinematography was stunning. They did some really awesome stuff. Every episode started with this little montage about the character we were going to be focusing on in that episode, and it was just so unbelievably well done and something I haven't seen before that I was just absolutely blown away. The actors were perfect in their roles and it was such an important show to watch. My mum and I actually watched it separately, and then we would come back after every episode and we'd discuss the plot lines and the importance of nature versus nurture, that sort of thing. So it really opened up a lot of discussions between us and I just absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to see where they go for a season 2. The third show that I watched in August was the second season of Big Little Lies. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. I don't think I ever told you guys that I watched season 1. I kind of forgot about it. I don't know why, but I did. But I did watch season 1 and I absolutely loved it. So I waited for all 7 episodes of season 2 to be available and then I binged them. Season 2 was just as good as season 1. I love these characters and really enjoyed getting to see them deal with the aftermath of what happened in season 1, which was really awesome. Meryl Streep is an absolute goddess and was the perfect addition to this cast. She was brilliant. I loved her character. Well, I loved to hate her character, let's put it that way, but I loved the way she portrayed her and just everything about it was incredible. I'm still a little iffy on the finale. I don't know if I liked it. I liked most of it, but I don't know how I feel about the very final scene. I kind of get why they did what they did, but I don't know if I am in love with it. But either way, it was such a great season and I'm really glad that I watched it. Fourth show that I watched in August was a rewatch. I rewatched seasons 1 to 4 of Hannah Montana. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Say what you will about Miley Cyrus now, but like Hannah Montana was my jam growing up and I still know and love all the songs. I still sing them randomly, like I'll just burst out into a chorus of Who Said and everyone's like, but why? Rewatching the show was like taking a walk through my childhood again. It was so nostalgic. We had them all on DVD, we still do, and I used to watch them like every day. It was so ridiculous. No matter how old I get, I think I'm always gonna sob when Miley takes off that wig and reveals to the world that she's really Miley Stewart, and then the finale just made me sob like a baby. And I was like, I'm 24, this shouldn't affect me the way that it does, but here we are. And then the 5th show that I watched this month was another rewatch, and that was season 1 of Lizzie McGuire. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Yes, I am obviously rewatching Lizzie McGuire because of the amazing news to come out of D23 that they are rebooting the show with Hilary Duff starring again as Lizzie McGuire, but in her 30s in New York. I'm so ridiculously excited. I loved Lizzie McGuire when I was a kid. Lizzie was my first show. Hilary Duff was my first role model. Lizzie and Gordo were my first ship before I knew what shipping actually meant. And I just love it. I love that this show is just about a 13-year-old girl growing up and her struggles, and they're so mundane. It's literally just all about her, you know, wanting a boyfriend and wanting to get through school and, you know, trying to deal with the popular girls. And that's something that I really love. I adored the show and I loved its realistic portrayal of all of that. Moving on to the movies that I watched in August, and it's a weird sort of range of films too, but you know, here we go. So the first film that I watched in August was Hobbs and Shaw, which is the Fast and Furious spin-off movie. I give this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I love the Fast and Furious franchise, if you guys didn't know that about me, which you might not have, because it's weird to think that I love it. I hate cars. I think they're so... I don't think they're stupid. I just think they're, you know, there to get us from point A to point B. There's nothing else about them. But I love the Fast and Furious franchise. I like it more later on when it gets less about the cars and more about like the super spy stuff that they do. But this film, which was the spin-off, which starred, you know, Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham as Hobbs and Shaw, I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I loved the banter between Hobbs and Shaw. I was so there for that. It was exactly what I wanted and was exactly what I got. There were 2 cameos in the film that I didn't know about. My friend was like, as we were sitting there, he's like, oh, by the way, there are 2 cameos in this. I don't know who they are, but like we'll probably guess when we see them. They were fantastic and so funny, so well done. The plot was really stupid, but like they're not even trying to be realistic. They're not here for a serious time, they're here for a fun time, and that's the stance I take on the Fast and Furious movies as well. Like they're not here to be serious, they're here to entertain you, and that's exactly what it did. So the second film that I watched this month was a rewatch, and that was Disney's Descendants. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I love and adore this franchise, and I had to do a rewatch in the lead up to Descendants 3. Watching this film again, it was definitely a weaker film, and it's a weaker start to the franchise. I'm actually a little surprised that the film did so well. Like looking back on it, I know I fell head over heels for it, but watching it now, I think it's what, 4 years later? Yeah, watching it now, I've kind of gone, yeah, you know what? Weaker start, weaker start. It's such a simple film, but it was so effective and I loved it. Second film that I watched the third film that I watched this month, sorry, was another rewatch, and that was Descendants 2. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. After rewatching both of these films and seeing Descendants 3, I can now officially confirm that Descendants 2 is my favorite of the trilogy. This film just stepped it up from the last one. It has great villains, great storylines for the cast. I really loved getting to see Mal struggle with who she was and really trying to go back to her roots and all of that. It has the best songs, the characters are at their best, the wardrobe is, you know, on point, the set dressing, everything. So I love Descendants 2. It's definitely my favorite of the 3. And then the fourth film that I watched this month, I actually watched it twice, and that was Descendants 3. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and the reason I watched it twice was the first time I watched it, I was watching it with a friend and her parents, and I wasn't able to take it in as much as I would like because I was listening to her parents tell me how bad of a film it was and how cheesy it was, so I was kind of playing it off like, oh yeah, you know, like it's really bad, it's really cheesy, but on the inside I was dying a little bit. It was definitely a solid finale to one of my favorite franchises. I did think they tied everything up really, really well, but the movie just kind of lacked something for me. I don't know, the songs were good, but they didn't quite fit with the movie. Like, they just felt really jarring in a way, which is odd and doesn't ever happen. The songs have definitely grown on me, but like they just weren't as strong as the second film, and the plot, nothing about it was as strong as the second film. The second film is still my favorite. Fifth film that I watched this month was Heathers. I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars. Full disclosure, the only reason I watched this is because I'm going to see the musical in September, and I adore the Riverdale musical episode and the soundtrack of it. This movie is terrible. Like, it's not good. I don't understand how it has such a cult following. It's so bad. The plot was stupid. The characters were awful. The script was terrible. I don't know. It was a bad movie. It wasn't good. I didn't enjoy watching it. And now I'm a little nervous about going to see the musical. The sixth film that I watched was another rewatch, and that was Freaky Friday. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. This was one of those staple films I would watch all the time growing up. I was watching the Jamie Lee Curtis Lindsay Lohan version. Just happened to be on TV one night and I was watching it, and it's a solid film, you know? Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis do an amazing job at playing the mother and the daughter, but in reverse. And I loved the songs, the plot. It does make me always want to rewatch NCIS though, but you know, you can't have everything. And the final film that I watched in August, I finally got a chance to watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. It was insanely good. The animation style was incredible. I really did feel like I was reading a comic book and watching it play out on screen. I adored the characters. I adore the cast. I'm a little surprised I hadn't seen it before because Haley Steinfeld is in it, but you know. So visually the film was stunning. The plot was great. The humor was on point. I was laughing out loud within like the first 2 minutes of the movie. I loved every second of it, and I'm really glad that I finally watched it. And there you go. Those are the films and television shows that I watched in the month of August. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you watched and what you thought, because I would absolutely love to know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.